Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to ask yourself one thing. Why do we fall? Now, let me tell you, this falling is not a sign of weakness. It's not a signal that you're defeated or that your dreams are out of reach. Number, falling is part of the process. In fact, it is one of the greatest gifts you will ever experience on your journey to success. Falling is a natural part of the growth process. It's something that happens to everyone regardless of who they are, what they do, or how successful they may appear on the surface. The idea that falling is simply a setback or a failure is a misconception. In reality, falling is an essential part of progress. It's when we stumble, when we face obstacles, when we encounter setbacks, that we often experience the greatest moments of learning and growth. In life, there's a common misconception that success should come easily, that everything should fall into place without too much effort or resistance. But if you look at the most successful people throughout history, you will see a pattern. They've fallen more times than they've stood. They've encountered failure, rejection, disappointment, and hardship along the way. And it's those very experiences, those falls, that have paved the path to their success. Think about a child learning to walk. When they first try, they stumble, they fall, they get back up, and they try again. Do they stop trying because they fall? Absolutely not. They keep going, they keep pushing, they keep learning. Every time they fall, they understand a little bit more about balance, coordination, and the effort required to walk. Each fall is a lesson in perseverance, in adjusting their approach, and in discovering new ways to succeed. Without the falls, the child would never learn to walk. It's through those early struggles that they gain the strength to stand up and walk independently. As adults, we often forget this fundamental truth. We forget that every failure is an opportunity to learn, to improve, and to refine our approach. Instead, we view falls as signs that we're not good enough or that we're not meant to succeed. But when we understand that falling is simply part of the process of growth, we can begin to embrace it rather than fear it. Think about the times when you've fallen in your own life. Maybe you failed at a project, lost a job, went through a tough breakup, or faced a financial setback. In those moments, it may have felt like the end of the world. You might have wondered if you'd ever get back up, or if the pain of falling was too much to bear. But in hindsight, those falls were just stepping stones. They forced you to confront your weaknesses, to learn from your mistakes, and to grow stronger. They shaped your character and prepared you for the next challenge. The growth that comes from falling is often not immediate. It can take time to process the lessons learned and to begin seeing the value in the struggles we face. However, each fall holds within it the potential for great transformation. The most successful people in the world are not those who have avoided falling, but those who have learned to rise every time they do. They've fallen, and they've kept going. They've taken the lessons from each fall, used them to fuel their drive, and eventually reached heights they never imagined. Every fall teaches us something new about ourselves. It shows us our limits, but also our ability to break through them. It reveals our resilience, our creativity, and our capacity for reinvention. When we fall, we learn to adapt, to be flexible, and to find new ways to approach our goals. The process of falling is a gift because it forces us to reevaluate, to reassess, and to grow. It's in those moments of struggle that we discover who we really are and what we're truly capable of. In the end, falling isn't something to fear, it's something to embrace because it is a crucial part of the journey. It's a signal that we are alive, that we are moving forward, and that we are taking risks. Without falling, we cannot grow. Without falling, we cannot truly learn. And without falling, we cannot reach the heights of success and fulfillment that we are destined for. Your response to falling defines your success. The way you react to setbacks, challenges, and failures is what truly determines whether or not you will achieve your goals. Falling is inevitable, but it is not the fall itself that matters. It's how you get back up, how you learn from it, and how you keep moving forward that makes the difference. When you fall, the natural instinct is often to feel defeated, discouraged, or frustrated. It's easy to think that failure means you're not good enough, or that you're incapable of succeeding. But this mindset is what keeps many people stuck. Instead of allowing a fall to define them, successful individuals see it as an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to sharpen their skills. They understand that their response to failure is what will ultimately lead them to triumph, not the failure itself. Consider the story of an athlete who trains for months, putting in hours of hard work and dedication. Throughout their journey, they face obstacles, injuries, losses, failures. But what separates the best athletes from the rest is not the absence of failure, it's how they respond when they fall. When they lose, they don't give up. Instead, they analyze the loss, learn from it, and make adjustments for next time. They understand that their ability to adapt and improve after a fall is what leads them to victory. The response to failure becomes the fuel that drives them toward their next success. In life, when you face challenges, it's easy to become discouraged and feel as though you've reached your limits. Maybe a project you've worked tirelessly on falls apart, or a business venture doesn't take off as you expected. At that moment, it might feel like the end, like all the time and effort you invested was for nothing. But this is precisely the moment where your response matters the most. You have a choice. You can let the setback define you and stop trying, or you can choose to view it as a temporary setback, something that won't stop you from reaching your ultimate goal. Your response in these moments is what will dictate whether you give up or whether you keep pushing forward. The most successful people in the world have faced rejection, criticism, and failure in abundance. But what distinguishes them is their ability to respond to these challenges with resilience, determination, and an unwavering belief in themselves. When they fall, they don't let it break them. They let it strengthen them. Every setback is an opportunity to build mental and emotional toughness, to develop a deeper understanding of the process, and to refine their strategy. Instead of feeling defeated, they take the lessons from the fall and use them to come back even stronger. Your response to failure is also a reflection of your mindset. People with a growth mindset see failure as part of the learning process. They don't view mistakes as an indication of their inadequacy. Instead, they see them as opportunities to expand their knowledge, to challenge their assumptions, and to build their capacity for success. Those with a fixed mindset, on the other hand, often believe that failure means they are not cut out for success. They may become discouraged and give up easily. But those with a growth mindset recognize that failure is not an end, but a beginning, a sign that they are pushing beyond their comfort zone and growing as individuals. How you respond to falling also impacts the people around you. When others see you rise after every fall, they are inspired. Your resilience becomes a source of motivation for others, showing them that it's not the falls that define us, but the way we rise from them. Your actions become a powerful message. Success is not for the perfect, but for those who are willing to keep going. Asterisk. As you continue your journey, remember that the way you respond to each fall is the key to unlocking your potential. The path to success is not linear. There will be setbacks, and there will be times when you question your ability to keep going. But it's in these moments of struggle that your true strength is revealed. The ability to rise, to learn, and to keep moving forward despite the obstacles is what separates those who achieve greatness from those who give up too soon. So embrace the falls. Recognize that they are not the end, but a vital part of your journey toward success. And most importantly, respond to them with determination, resilience, and the unshakable belief that you are capable of rising higher than you ever thought possible. Every fall is an opportunity to reassess and learn. Life is full of challenges, and inevitably, we will all face setbacks along the way. In those moments, it's easy to feel discouraged or question whether we're on the right path. However, falling is not the end of the road, it's the beginning of a powerful opportunity to reassess where we are, what we're doing, and how we can improve moving forward. Every time we fall, we are presented with a moment of reflection and a chance to recalibrate our approach. When you fall, it forces you to stop and look at what happened. What went wrong? What could you have done differently? These questions aren't meant to make you feel guilty or disheartened. Instead, they are designed to push you toward growth. When you stop to reassess, you gain the clarity you need to move forward with more wisdom and insight. Each fall presents a chance to refine your strategy, to find better ways of doing things, and to uncover new lessons that you might not have seen before. Reassessment is a critical part of growth because it prevents us from making the same mistakes repeatedly. When we fall, If we simply brush it off and move forward without reflecting on what happened, we miss out on the chance to learn from the experience. It's through careful reflection that we can identify patterns in our actions or thought processes that may be holding us back. Without this reassessment, we risk continuing down a path that is not aligned with our goals. Or worse, we risk repeating the same failures. Learning from our falls means being honest with ourselves about what went wrong. This is not always easy, especially if we're emotionally invested in the outcome or have put a lot of time and energy into a particular pursuit. But the truth is, the most valuable lessons come from the experiences that challenge us the most. When we fail, it strips away any illusions of perfection and forces us to confront our weaknesses. This vulnerability can be uncomfortable, but it is in these moments that we are truly able to grow. As you reassess, you begin to ask yourself different questions. Rather than asking, "Why did I fail?" Ask, "What can I learn from this experience?" What has this fall taught me about my own abilities, my approach, or my mindset? What do I need to change to move forward with greater success? These are the questions that will push you to evolve and become better, both personally and professionally. The fall becomes a gift, a lesson in disguise that you can use to fuel your next move. Learning from a fall is also about being willing to adapt. Sometimes the way we approach a challenge is simply not working, and that's okay. The key is to remain open-minded and flexible enough to change course when necessary. The reassessment process helps us identify if there are areas where we need to shift our approach, acquire new skills, or gain a better understanding of the situation. A successful person is not one who refuses to change, but one who can adjust and evolve when faced with adversity. Furthermore, reassessing after a fall gives us the chance to check our motivations and our commitment to our goals. Sometimes we fall because we've been chasing something that isn't aligned with our true desires or values. A setback may be an opportunity to reflect on why we are pursuing a particular goal in the first place and whether it is still something we truly want. It's an opportunity to realign ourselves with our purpose and to set more meaningful, focused objectives that are in harmony with who we are and where we want to go. Even in the midst of difficulty, reassessment allows us to recognize the progress we've already made. Often we focus solely on the setback without acknowledging how far we've come. Reassessing helps us to zoom out and see the bigger picture, to appreciate the small wins along the way, and to realize that even falls contribute to our overall growth. Every challenge you overcome, every lesson you learn adds another layer of strength and resilience to your character. These moments are building blocks that bring you closer to your goals, even if they don't always look like success in the traditional sense. The process of reassessment and learning is essential for personal growth because it encourages self-awareness, adaptability, and resilience. Each time you fall, it forces you to examine yourself, to evaluate your decisions, and to find a better way forward. Embracing this process with an open mind and heart allows you to turn every failure into an opportunity and every setback into a stepping stone towards success. Instead of fearing failure, you begin to see it as a tool that shapes and refines you, pushing you to become the best version of yourself. Rising after a fall builds strength and resilience. When you experience a setback, whether it's a personal challenge, a failure in your career, or an unexpected obstacle, the most critical moment is not the fall itself, but how you respond. Rising from that fall is what truly shapes your character, builds your mental and emotional strength, and fortifies your resilience. Each time you rise after falling, you become more prepared to face the next challenge that comes your way. You learn more about your ability to withstand hardship, to adapt, and to persevere, which is what ultimately enables you to continue moving forward in the face of adversity. The process of rising is one that tests your determination, your commitment, and your belief in yourself. When you fall, it's easy to feel defeated. You may doubt your abilities, question your decisions, or even wonder if you should give up. But rising after a fall is about more than just getting back up. Physically, it's about finding the strength to overcome the negative emotions that might hold you back. It's about saying, no matter what happens, I'm not going to stay down. The act of rising requires mental fortitude. It requires you to dig deep and find a sense of purpose that propels you forward. It demands resilience, the ability to bounce back, no matter how hard life knocks you down. Each time you rise, you reinforce your resilience. Resilience is not something that is built overnight. It is forged through repeated challenges, setbacks, and falls. When you rise, you build emotional stamina. You train yourself to handle life's unpredictability and to navigate the ups and downs with confidence. Rising strengthens your inner resolve, making you more adaptable to the inevitable challenges that life will throw your way in the future. The more you rise, the more you believe in your own capacity to face difficulties and overcome them. But rising is not just about overcoming the immediate setback, it's also about the lessons you learn along the way. Each time you rise, you are able to look at the fall from a new perspective. You begin to understand more about yourself, your strengths, and your weaknesses. You learn how to deal with adversity, how to adjust your approach, and how to be more strategic in your future endeavors. Every time you face a fall, it gives you a clearer understanding of what works and what doesn't, allowing you to refine your strategies and improve your future performance. This is how rising builds not only your strength, but also your wisdom. It gives you the insight you need to make better decisions, handle stress more effectively, and approach future challenges with a more prepared mindset. The process of rising is also about reinforcing your belief in your own capabilities. When you fall, it can sometimes shake your confidence. You may feel uncertain about whether you're capable of achieving your goals. However, rising after a fall is an affirmation that you can do it. It reminds you that even though you may face setbacks, you are still capable of continuing the journey. Each time you rise, you prove to yourself that you have the strength and resilience to face whatever comes your way. This belief in your own ability becomes a powerful force that drives you to keep going, no matter how many times you fall. Rising also teaches you to be more compassionate and patient with yourself. When you fall, it's natural to feel frustration, anger, or disappointment. But learning to rise after falling means learning to treat yourself with kindness, to acknowledge that setbacks are part of the human experience and that they don't define your worth or your future potential. It's important to remember that falling is not an indication of failure, it's simply part of the journey. When you rise, you learn to forgive yourself for your mistakes, to accept that you are a work in progress, and to give yourself the grace to keep moving forward. The act of rising from a fall also strengthens your resolve to achieve your long-term goals. It serves as a reminder that success is not immediate. It's not about achieving perfection right away. It's about the persistence to keep going, even when things don't go as planned. Rising from a fall is an act of courage. It takes courage to face failure, to confront your fears, and to continue in the face of uncertainty. But every time you rise, you strengthen your resolve and deepen your commitment to your vision. You reinforce your determination to reach your goals, no matter how many obstacles you encounter along the way. Every fall you face is an opportunity to rise. Every time you rise, you add another layer of strength and resilience to your character. It's through this process that you develop the mental toughness, emotional strength, and unwavering determination to create the life you truly want. Rising is not just about getting back on your feet, it's about becoming more powerful, more focused. Falling tests and strengthens your belief in yourself. When you face a setback, it can sometimes shake your confidence and challenge your self-worth. It's natural to feel disheartened or question your abilities when things don't go as planned. But these moments of difficulty are often the most powerful tests of your inner strength. The way you respond to a fall has the potential to either reinforce your belief in yourself or make you doubt it. What's critical to understand is that your belief in yourself during the hardest moments is not only a reflection of how far you've come, but also the key to how far you can go. When you fall, the immediate reaction may be disappointment, frustration, or even self-blame. It's tempting to internalize the failure and begin doubting your skills, your talents, or your capacity to succeed. You might think to yourself, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe this isn't meant for me. Asterisk or asterisk, I've tried so hard and it hasn't worked. Asterisk, however, Falling does not diminish your worth or your abilities. It's a temporary part of the journey that ultimately provides valuable insight into your resilience and determination. In moments of failure, the most significant challenge you will face is not the fall itself, but whether or not you continue to believe in yourself. Your belief in your capabilities is what propels you forward, what motivates you to try again after each fall. If you allow the fall to dictate your sense of self-worth, it will undermine your confidence and make it harder to rise again. But if you choose to view the fall as an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to refine your approach, you strengthen your belief in yourself. Every time you rise after falling, you prove to yourself that you are capable of overcoming adversity. You demonstrate to yourself that failure does not define you, refines you. Every time you face a setback and continue to push forward, you reinforce the idea that no matter how difficult the circumstances may seem, you have the strength to rise again. This belief becomes a foundation for your future successes. It builds an unshakable sense of confidence that doesn't depend on whether or not you fall, but on your ability to rise each time you do. Moreover, falling challenges the story you tell yourself about who you are. Often, we have narratives in our heads about our abilities, our limitations, and our potential. We can become overly attached to the idea that we are only capable of certain things. When we fall, it forces us to examine those stories and test their validity. A fall can make you question your narrative and may even force you to rewrite it. It's in the midst of a setback that we realize how much more we are capable of than we once believed. Our limits are often self-imposed, and through the process of falling and rising, we discover that we can go farther than we thought. Falling also offers the opportunity to confront fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. These fears are often what prevent us from taking risks or pursuing our dreams in the first place. But when you fall and rise, you challenge these fears directly. You prove to yourself that the fear of failure is not as powerful as your ability to bounce back. This understanding reinforces your belief in your resilience and your ability to face whatever challenges come your way. Each time you rise from a fall, you overcome fear and build courage. Furthermore, every setback brings clarity about your goals, your passion, and your path. It forces you to examine your purpose and reconnect with the reasons why you started in the first place. When things get tough, it's easy to lose sight of your bigger vision, to become consumed by the difficulty of the moment. But falling brings you back to your center. It reminds you why you're pursuing your goals in the first place and strengthens your commitment to the journey. In those moments, you reaffirm your belief in your mission and renew your resolve to continue no matter the obstacles. In addition, falling tests your emotional resilience. It's one thing to believe in yourself when everything is going smoothly, but it's another thing to maintain that belief when the road gets tough. How you handle the emotional ups and downs of the journey will ultimately determine your success. Rising after a fall is about more than just taking action. It's about managing your emotions, staying grounded, and maintaining your belief in yourself through the highs and the lows. It's about cultivating the mental toughness to stay committed to your goals even when things aren't going your way. Each fall offers an opportunity to strengthen your belief in yourself by showing you that you are capable of far more than you thought. As you rise and continue on your journey, you develop an unshakable belief in your potential, and you gain the confidence to tackle even bigger challenges. In the end, the power of persistence is realized through the act of rising again. Every time you experience a setback, the instinct is often to stop, to hesitate, or even to give up. It's in those moments that the true power of persistence is revealed. Persistence is not about avoiding failure or never facing obstacles. It is about continuing to move forward even when things don't go according to plan. The act of getting back up after a fall is what solidifies persistence as a core strength. It's not the moment of falling that determines your success, but your unwavering commitment to rising again and continuing your journey. Persistence is the ability to keep pushing forward despite facing challenges, rejection, or uncertainty. It is the inner drive that propels you to keep going, even when the path is unclear or the odds seem insurmountable. Many people start their journey full of energy and enthusiasm, but it's easy to lose momentum when the journey gets difficult. The real test of your character and determination comes not when things are going well, but when you face setbacks. In these moments, persistence becomes the difference between those who give up and those who go on to achieve greatness. When you face a fall, it's easy to question whether it's worth continuing. Doubts creep in, and the fear of more failure or rejection can seem overwhelming. But the power of persistence is about knowing that setbacks are just part of the process. Every challenge, every rejection, and every failure is not a sign that you should quit it, is an opportunity to learn, adapt, and grow. Instead of seeing a fall as a failure, persistence encourages you to see it as a temporary setback. It teaches you that falling does not mean the end of the road. It simply means you have to rise again, take a different approach, and keep moving forward. The power of persistence is built through repetition. Each time you face a challenge and decide to keep going, you reinforce your ability to persist. In the beginning, it may be hard to keep pushing forward, but with each new experience, your persistence becomes more automatic. You begin to develop a mindset that refuses to accept defeat, a mindset that sees obstacles as opportunities to grow stronger. Over time, persistence builds resilience, a sense of determination that becomes ingrained in your mindset and actions. The more you persist, the more you prove to yourself that you are capable of achieving your goals, regardless of the challenges you may face. What makes persistence even more powerful is the belief that each small step forward, no matter how insignificant it may seem, is still progress. In the midst of difficulty, it's easy to lose sight of the progress you've made. You might feel like you've taken 2 steps back for every 1 step forward. However, the true measure of success is not about avoiding setbacks or moving forward without delay. It's about continuing the journey despite the setbacks. Even when the progress feels slow or the road seems long, persistence keeps you on the path. It tells you that every effort counts, every lesson learned contributes to your growth, and every action brings you closer to your goal. Persistence is also about trusting the process. There will be times when you don't see immediate results or when success seems far off. It's in these moments that your belief in the process is tested. The power of persistence comes from trusting that all the hard work, all the lessons, and all the effort you're putting in will eventually lead you to where you want to be. Even if you can't see the immediate payoff, persistence teaches you that the results will come as long as you keep going. It's about having the faith to stay committed even when the rewards are not immediately visible. Additionally, persistence is not just about individual efforts, it's about learning from those around you, seeking support when necessary, and continuing to improve. As you rise again and again from your falls, you learn not only from your mistakes, but also from the people who share their wisdom and experiences. Persistence involves remaining open to learning, adapting, and finding new ways to overcome challenges. It's about recognizing that you don't have to do everything on your own, but that your determination to persist is what drives you to seek out the knowledge, skills, and support you need to keep moving forward. The power of persistence is ultimately about believing in your capacity to achieve great things, even in the face of adversity. Every time you rise after falling, you affirm that you are capable of overcoming anything that comes your way. Persistence allows you to see beyond the temporary failures and setbacks and focus on the long-term goal. It reinforces the idea that success is not about avoiding hardship, but about learning to persist through it. The more you persist, the stronger you become, and the closer you get to achieving the success you desire. In conclusion, the journey of life is filled with inevitable falls, but it is not the fall itself that defines us. It is how we rise that shapes our path forward. Each setback offers an opportunity to reassess, to learn, and to grow. The key to turning these moments into stepping stones is to embrace resilience, persistence, and the belief that every fall is simply a lesson in disguise. It is in the process of rising again through self-reflection and the strengthening of our inner resolve that we discover our true potential. Our ability to face adversity, persist through challenges, and rise after every fall is what ultimately leads to success and fulfillment. By understanding that failure is not an endpoint but part of the journey, we equip ourselves to face the future with greater wisdom, strength, and confidence. Every fall brings us one step closer to realizing the person we are meant to be. And in the end, it is our ability to rise again that defines our greatness.